what's up, tribe? Thank you for being here and welcome to my channel. Did you hear that? That was welcoming you to my channel. So today we're not doing a reading. I will be starting to use this deck, the Zodiac Oracle, in the readings. I don't know how yet. So this deck talks about how the 12 signs, zodiac signs, are the how, and the planets are the what. So the signs represent how we do something, and that the planets indicate what we're doing or expressing, as well as a need or a desire that we want to fulfill, and that the elements in this oracle represent the energy that may be present in a situation, or the energy that we're advised to bring into a situation to help resolve it. So it involves a lot of learning for me, because I guess, as many of you, I know a whole lot about my the signs in my chart, but not a whole lot about the rest of the signs. Because of Matias's blog, I feel like I would benefit from learning the different aspects of the self. So I asked Matias if I could share some of his blog on my channel, and he so generously agreed. I love that guy. I love him. I'm sending him so much love, Matias. I also noticed that after I did his knees, we did a meditation for the knees called I Am the Tree. And apparently the knees are the 8th chakra. They're what helps us be more flexible and move. And so after I did his meditation, I noticed that my knees weren't squeaking like an old door anymore the next day. So I just love this guy. I cannot express my gratitude for this guy. You know, first of all, learning English, because all of his content was in Spanish before, and so I couldn't really understand anything he said. But now he shares a lot of the information in both Spanish and English. However, I'm getting that people aren't able to read his blog in English for some reason, even though his blog has an English option on the right. I'm getting comments, because I commented on his Instagram in English. I'm getting people asking me how I was able to read it in English, because they couldn't. So this is where I come in. Right, so he says, I'm here, sitting in Giza, supposedly making my way. We all talk about the importance of the path, the initiatic, the spiritual, the destiny, and I feel that I am making my path. But what is the path really? The I am. I will be referring to Matias as me, and to the I am and to his higher self as the I am. So yosoy, I am, right? So sometimes I'd be saying soy, and sometimes I'd be saying I am. Just try to know it's a conversation, it's a dialogue between him and his higher self. So the I am says, the path is a perception, something forced to emerge in order to create the appearance of movement. Me. So the path doesn't really exist? Soy. Well, it exists, but not from the appearance in which you perceive the path. Every path you know, a road, a path, all of this is a mere projection of something much more essential and simple. Geometry. First, try to understand what a path is for you. And I mean the physical, not the inner world. Me. Well, it's a path for the material space in which I move from point A to point B. Soy. Therefore, you have created the road considering which is A and which is B. The same happens at a social level, naming the roads and generalizing their use to get from one place to another, streamlining mobility between common or personal destinations. The same thing happens in physical bodies with nerves, information, paths, or with the veins, paths of blood, the rivers in nature, the trails made by ants in the forest, the roots of a tree. Everything seeks to expand or connect from a point A with a point B. In other words, every space has an origin and a destination, and it seeks to reach and convert into the new origin, a support point for another new destination. Now tell me, your soul, what is your point of view? Me, well, the path of the soul is to go through many experiences, going from one life to another, trying to fulfill what it could not. Soy, well, in a way, we could say that the soul bases its path on mission and purpose. Point A is the mission, that is, the force by which it is driven, and point B would be that purpose, which is what it claims to achieve. In the middle, there are the links that lead to its conclusion. Me, step by step. I am simplified at the level of the mind. Point A and point B is one. At point 0, I find myself static with the potential to expand. And then, when I visualize point 1, it projects out of itself, drawing a line. Thus, the concept of the path is simple. It's the set of potentialities that generate a wave of positive and negative curves that drive the void to become full, from nothing to everything. In geometry, you see it as two vertices connected by an edge. The path is the edge that joins the energy centers. It is the framework that shows the connecting network between things. But there's nothing in universal reality that is only composed of a ping pong with two vertices and an edge, since all geometry is a complete body composed of a minimum of 4 vertices connected by 6 edges, creating 4 triangular faces, that is a tetrahedron. In this figure, you can understand that every point A is equal to every point B, since the circuit is closed and that all paths lead to all points. Thus, there is not just one path, but there are many. And they all come back again and again and again like echoes, reflections, déjà vu. In other words, every path we take is cyclical, and in reality we are never moving forward or upward when fulfilling missions and purposes, but rather we are retracing our steps. Is that it? Soy, that's right, dear friend. The universal path system is a closed gear, a dead-end circuit. Me, this is what people call the matrix then. Me, this is what people call the matrix then. It's like a spider web that traps us. That no matter what we do or where we go, we'll always be in the same place, subordinate to a system. Soy. Here I'll ask you some questions. First, do you know the system well? Me, I do not. Soy, then why do you judge him from ignorance? If you don't have a better proposition, try to study and recognize the system first. And second, do you know what is after the system? Me, I do not. Soy, so why do you think he's catching you if you don't know what's behind him? Whoever seeks to be free is because he knows that there is a freedom beyond. But do you know that there is freedom? Me, I do not. Soy, what if the freedom you profess is part of the same system? Me, good point. I am. The only fact that makes the concept of freedom exist is because there is a counterpart, which is the deprivation of said freedom. Thus, if you do not know what destiny this freedom implies, you cannot guarantee that it exists. Since all freedoms that you have known and on which you are based are mere projections of the same closed circuit system. So I want to understand. This is where I started going cross-eyed. Soy, good. It will take you... Soy, good. It will take you all this lifetime. Soy, good. It will take you all this life and others to understand. But I will try to sketch it from the most human perspective possible. From point zero. The point zero or A of the origin needs to project itself in its duo to be able to create options for itself. Thus, it is polarized, projecting itself at a point 1 or B, in which it's contemplated. The echo of this creation generates the first path of positive and negative waves, but projection is unfeasible for evolution, as it's an infinite round-trip game without growth. Equatable for there to be growth, there must be understanding and improvement, leaving the circuit and generating an opening for imperfection and contemplation, which allows error or observation of it. Thus, from 0 and 1, a new one arises, called 2, which is the observer of the process. We could imagine this as a tennis game in which 2 players constantly pass the ball, and each one sees his point of view, his reflection. However, by adding a third member, that is, a judge or a referee, who observes impartially play, this composes a triad, a trinity. The observer will make a difference, changing rules, warning the times, projecting his version of events. But there's a superior observer, one who looks at everything from every possible perspective. Here, it would be the audience in the upper tiers, one vertex above the 3. This concept makes us understand that each point of view is valid, that the 4 have their position, their point of view, their energy and projection on the fact. The 4 vertices are destinations, and the 4 are origin. The same happens in nature. The 4 vertices are earth, air, fire, water. Each of them has its own origin and is in turn the destination of the other. In space there are 4 directions, up, down, right, left, or the cardinal points, north, south, east, and west. In the universal process, we know them as expression, experimentation, integration, and transcendence, which in your temporal life are being born, growing up, producing, and dying. Thus, each of these 4 depend on the other. The tetrahedron is the most powerful, firm structure that allows all things to exist and manifest. Now, for these 4 to connect, they must travel 6 paths, 6 edges that connect them. At a subtle level, we call the 6 attributes: wisdom, will, love, mind, emotion, and action. Recognize the shape of the tetrahedron and look at its faces, and it's also the destiny of the other. In space, there are 4 directions: up, down, right, left, or the cardinal points, north, south, east, and west. 4 triangular faces. Oh no, now I can't get this to, it's not translating. Oh no, come on. Okay, right. Oh, goody. Right, okay, it did translate. Whew. I see what they're talking about now. Okay, so I am. Therefore, 4 trinities that make up the complete path. If each one is an element, it means that to be integrated, to fulfill the purpose, the being must travel 4 paths. The path of water, that of fire, that of air, and that of earth. These 4 roads will have 3 origins and 3 destinations in themselves, one going and one return, completing a circuit. From the point of view of the human path, we call these trinities: Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius for fire and integration, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn for earth and experimentation, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius for air and transcendence, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces for water and expression. The 12 paths live within you. They are part of your personality, and you must go through all 12 one by one to integrate them. Now, if each one of them is origin and destiny of itself, it means that 12 must make their way back and forth through the 6 attributes. In a first instance, traveling the path of mind, emotion, and action, and in second instance, the path of wisdom, love, and will, the edges of consciousness. So 24 paths in total, 12 positive and 12 negative. Wait, so basically the design of the tetrahedron is the diagram of our inner world, of everything that we must go through within ourselves, soy. And this gets a little more complicated, I'm afraid to say. Well, once you do all this from the perspective of Aries, then you die. You must be born and do it from the perspective of Leo, then Sagittarius, then Taurus, and so on, weaving everything together 12 times. Me, how many times must I be born and die to complete the circuit? I am. 12 times 12, that's 144. Me, 144 lives? Soy, is that a lot? It's always seemed a little to me. Obviously, this is considering that you've done well. Me, what is good? Soy, without wanting to run away from yourself, to seek that absurd external freedom. Me, so the system, the matrix, is basically me. It's my being, my own construction. So, very good. Do you see how ridiculous it sounds to break free from a system that doesn't really exist because you are yourself? Of course, each tetrahedron is inside another large one, and thus we can go towards infinity. A cell in an organ in a body is human, a human in a family, the family in society, in which is in a culture, in a country, and that is on a continent, that lives on a planet, that is in a solar system, within a stellar cluster, with a galactic arm, that is within a galaxy, that is a fractal of a cluster galactic, within a cosmic arm, within this reality, that is within a dimension, which is within a dimensional cluster of time, etc. This gives the feeling that there are systems above us and that control us. Me, tied, and it seems endless. Soy, and yes, that's why you must take care of yourself, because you are a fractal of that. The more you get to the limit of space, you find time, and there you go to nothingness, and you meet the subatomic level and back to yourself. It is a closed circuit. But you are that circuit. What you do over and over again is to improve your perception and skills on the circuit. You cannot escape from yourself. Universal consciousness is one, it's mind. Me. When I ask myself, what is my destiny then? The answer is always I. I am every aspect of myself. Knowing each other is an arduous task because we only believe that we know ourselves. We believe that we know who we are and what we're capable of doing. But you have already seen with simple 6 lines and 4 points, we have built 144 complex realities in which we must perceive ourselves from different points of view, taking others as mirrors to remind us. Me. So what are the paths we take in our life? I am. They are the will that drives us to seek love, to acquire wisdom, nurturing the mind, and awakening the emotion that leads us to transformative action. Without edges, there's no path. Without walking, there's no geometry. Me, walker, there is no path. The path is made by walking. I am, walker, there is no destination, only love. Me, accept that there is therefore no destiny, that there's no purpose, and that it does not matter if I do not know what my destiny, mission, or purpose in life is. The important thing is to discover myself, what I can do, only as long as I do my roads. Soy, geometry will inevitably lead me to fulfill my purpose, but if instead of walking for him or wait for him in uncertainty and consume myself in expectation, I will never walk or discover him. That is why so many have told you the destination does not matter but the path, because the points alone do not form geometry. They do not have logic. The stars do not have a soul without giving them the shape of a constellation. Join the dots and you'll see the shape. Do not seek to reach the destination. Seek to understand the map. The map is the same for all the destinations you want. Me, respect the step by step without despairing of getting there. I am. I know it is something that eats away at you and corrodes you inside, creating a purpose for yourself, a destiny, having a mission, always. It seems that if you don't have something to run to, your life falls apart, but it's not because it exists, but because your design asks for it. You are Leonino. You need to have a purpose that enlarges your soul. You have a moon in Sagittarius. You will always have the grace of living and moving to a new destination. Your ascendant, Capricorn, will keep you from believing that you've done well and that you can always do better. Your destiny, as you can see, does not exist outside. It's imposed on you, on your design. Me. And with this, what do you want to tell me? That I relaxed and it doesn't matter what I do? Soy, oh no, of course not. What I'm telling you is not to put a burden on yourself in the outside world that only you have imposed on yourself. The universe does not impose missions or destinations. Do not feel the weight of the cosmos on you, because this weight is your own prison. Resignify your destiny. Stop looking at it as karma and turn it into an attribute, a grace, a gift, your choice. This is how you get out of the matrix, becoming it. This is how you fulfill your purpose, becoming it. No one, me, I understand. No one expects me to change the world. No one expects me to remember and transform society. If tomorrow I want to leave and not continue with all of this, another will come, or in a few days or months, everyone will continue with their lives. That is, that I have built this for myself, and therefore it cannot be a weight for my body or my soul or spirit. Soy, will, you build your own destiny. Me, because I am the way.